guys, welcome to the channel. I'm just going to cut to the chase on this. This is just going to be an overview of the truck. You know, the lift size, tire size, because those are always the first questions asked with these types of channels. So we're going to get into that. I will say that I'm not doing what most people have done in regards to the bigger channels. They always have the $4,000 worth of suspension upgrades. They have the nicest tires. They have the BFG KO2s or the Nitto grapplers or something that costs $1,500 for a set of tires. The latest and greatest tint, that's $4,000+. I mean, not everybody can do that. So I'm centering this channel around being a budget build. That's been my goal with this. And as I get into the details, you'll see that very clearly, where people have probably put, started with a close to $50,000 truck and put another $30,000 worth of upgrades. I'm not doing that. So this is what I've put together, and let's get on that. All right, so to start this off, we're gonna start from the bottom up. So jump into tires. I got on eBay, found a cheap set of mud terrains. They are called the Centennial Dirt Commanders. They are mud terrains, and all in all, spent about $650 on them. And this is not my first set of these cheap eBay tires. I had them on a 2011 Tacoma that they performed amazing. They really did. It was keeping up with things that it should not have been able to keep up with. The grip was incredible. I've had no issues with longevity. As far as road noise goes, they're a little loud, but it's cheap. So, I mean, you get what you pay for essentially in that regard. But I've gotten close to 30,000 miles out of this set now, and they still have plenty of life in them. So they are 285/70 17s. They are a 33-inch tire, and up from there, get into the lift. I know most people, when they're doing a cheaper build, they do Bilstein. You guys know what I mean. I went with Old Man Emu. They are a little bit more expensive, maybe about $50 to $100 total. But I believe that the ride quality is a little better. I've actually liked having the Old Man Emu better compared to the Bilsteins, because that's what I had in my old truck. I went with a full 2.5-inch lift on the front, and I believe a 2-inch in the rear just to level it out. And I went with a full leaf pack in the rear. As far as the springs go, front and rear, they have and I apologize, I do not remember the numbers, model number, or the product number, or any of that. I know there was a heavy duty, a light duty, and a medium duty. I went with the medium duty, and I've had no complaints. The ride quality is fairly close to stock, and I have not had any issues. There was a little bit of squeaking coming from the rear, but that's typical of any kind of vehicle that goes off-road. Dirt gets in the bushings, and it's typical for off-road vehicles to squeak. I've greased it and cleaned it, and it went away. All right, so I guess the next step would probably be just the truck itself, because we covered tires and suspension. It is a TSS package. TRDs, when I got this truck, were running right around $40,000. This truck is a V6 4x4 SR5 interior package, by the way, with red accents on the interior, which I've only ever seen one other truck locally with that interior package. So I don't know why they didn't do that with more, but I love the red accents. So I went with that one. I got it for $29,500, and that was with a lot of haggling. The only thing that sucks is that you don't get the crawl control, you don't get the rear locker. But I went with this vehicle because I wanted a good platform to build on. I will be adding air lockers in the future. I'm really not too concerned with the crawl control. It would have been nice, but you get what you get. I went with a more basic interior package. I don't have the big nice screen with GPS and Apple CarPlay, which I wish I had the Apple CarPlay, but I've had no issues with it. It's less stuff to go wrong. So I went with the more base package because I knew it would be more reliable. I would have less issues, and if something did go wrong, it wouldn't be some electrical nightmare to figure out why crawl control is not working, why the electrical differential lock is not working, or A-track's not working. The list goes on and on. So that's my justification of getting the lower end model, because it does almost all the same things. It just doesn't have a couple of those bells and whistles. Next step up would probably be the lights. I've converted all my headlights, my low beam, high beam, fog light to LED. I cannot remember the brand. I know it's on Amazon, probably spend about 40 bucks per pair, which is not bad considering if you go to O'Reilly's. They are extremely expensive for a standard halogen headlight. So I figured if I'm spending that amount of money, might as well get the LEDs. They're white, they're brighter, they look cleaner, they last a lot longer. I've had no issues with those, aside from maybe blinding a couple people. But you know, it happens. I've got them adjusted and everything is good now, but I love them. Other lights I've done are the Tacoma Beast ditch lights. I love those things. I've used those when I was camping several times, going down dirt roads at night. You can aim one at a brush pile if that's what you're burning for the night for firewood, or, I mean, I've gotten a lot of use out of those, and they were only like 120 bucks. Going back to the lift, that was about 1,400 installed by a mechanic, which is not bad. And I did not need to realign it because this mechanic was really good. So going up from there, I apologize, I'm going back and forth from camera to list and losing my place, and so just bear with me. The truck, when I got it, it had chrome side steps, it had a big bed cover, all kinds of badging over it. I debadged it, I cleaned it up, got rid of the steps, it didn't need it. And then the bed cover was in the way of the bed rack itself, so I got rid of it as well. I guess that's a nice segue to go to the bed rack. It is an RCI bed rack. I probably spent about 700 bucks on it. Just a little something from my experience. If you were to get one yourself, I might go for the one that actually goes up all the way to the top and is level with the cab. Because the issue I've had with the rooftop tent is that I cannot open that window that goes up against the cab, itself. If you go up with a little bit higher one, you can open up all the windows, but if you have a mid-level one like I do, you're not going to be able to open that window. Just a little food for thought if you look into getting something like this. Rooftop tent itself, it was a little bit of a story. I originally had a Smittybilt XL, which I'll find the picture and put that in because it looked goofy on a short bed truck. Ended up finding a guy that wanted to trade for a bigger tent, and he had a smaller one. So we traded, and this ended up being a Mombasa tent, originally about a $2,000 tent, and he had purchased about $1,000 worth of upgrades. I said, yeah, where can we meet? And traded them, and I've loved this tent. It came with an awning as well, and a nice upgraded mattress, and it's extremely durable. As you can see from the video, the cover itself is showing some wear, but I mean, any cover does. That's the thing that's supposed to take all of, everything coming off the road, rocks, sunlight. It's preserved the tent very well. So that's pretty much the lowdown of the truck. If there's any questions, feel free to put it down in the comments below. I'd be more than happy to answer them. I know this wasn't the most exciting video out there, but I'm just getting this out of the way because I know it's going to come up as the channel grows. Next video, we'll be doing some knockoff Max tracks, mounting them to the side of the bed rack, and we will be installing a trailer brake controller because we're going to take a camper out, and me, the wife, and the daughter are all going to go camping on a lake somewhere here in Oklahoma. After that, finally get a camping video up. Finally doing what this channel was made for. If you like the video, you want to see the adventures as they're coming up, because a lot more are going to be coming. Or I shouldn't say a lot more. They're finally starting, and we will be doing a lot more of them. Feel free to subscribe. We appreciate it. I've had a couple different YouTube channels, and this one has grown way faster than any other channel I've done. So I appreciate the support. Feel free to drop a like, subscribe. Really appreciate it. We all do. Hope you all have a great day. Take care.